Hello again, this is Andy Nicol, the course tutor for the Perfectly Spoken Advanced course, and in this lesson, lesson 53 of the course, we're going to be looking at distancing again. We touched on this, or we covered this, in lesson 51, and as always, this is a C1 level course for the Common European Framework, Cambridge exams, etc. And if you're more familiar with IELTS, of course, it's 7.5 on the IELTS scale. So we're going to look at distancing and other aspects of distancing, and we're going to be looking at different expressions. So other distances and expressions. Remember, distancing is where someone wants to distance themselves from what's being said, either because they are not entirely sure that it is correct, or because they don't want to take responsibility for what is said, or it is the opinion of another, and therefore they don't want to take credit for it, or for whatever reason. Okay, and these include the following expressions: apparently, according to, may, the modal verb may, and the modal verb might. Okay, so let's start with apparently. So apparently is, as you may be aware, an adverb, and it can actually come either at the beginning or at the end of a sentence. And we use apparently when we've received information, either we've heard or read something, but we're not sure of the truth or validity of what is said or what has been said. Okay, so here's an example. There's a picture of Miss Scarlet in the game Cluedo, a very popular game, at least in Western Europe, etc., a murder mystery game. And you have to guess who is the murderer, what they used, and where they did it, what we call a whodunit. Okay? And here's the first sentence. Apparently, it was Miss Scarlet who committed the murder. This is like saying it would seem that it was Miss Scarlet who committed the murder. Okay? We're not 100% sure, but apparently it would appear that it was Miss Scarlet who committed the murder. Similarly, she killed him, the victim, in the conservatory with a candlestick, apparently. You can see a picture of the candlestick in the conservatory in the photo there. So she killed him in a conservatory with a candlestick, apparently. So as you can see, it can go at the beginning or at the end of the sentence. Let's have a look at another expression, which is according to. Some of you may be familiar with the song "It's Raining Men." It starts with one of the lines is "according to all sources." So yes, according to is used to state another person's opinion. It is not used to state your own opinion. It could be anybody, but often it's used to refer to the opinion of an expert or something, but not all. It doesn't have to be. So here, according to most experts, overexposure to blue light is damaging to the eyes. This is the light you get from using a tablet or a mobile phone, a smartphone. Very bad for your eyes. Also very bad, apparently, for your for your endocrine system. So they say. We don't say, obviously, according to me, the latest Avengers film is terrible. You could say, according to my friends, or according to the reviews in the newspapers, etc., but we wouldn't say according to me, usually. Okay, so that's according to. Let's move on to the next one, which is the modal verbs together, may and might, because essentially we use them in the same way. So we can use may or might to say that something is a possibility, but it may not be true. So that's where the distancing is coming in here. So here are a couple of examples. As a result, or whatever, a war in the Middle East or whatever, there may be a considerable rise in the price of petrol. It's a distinct possibility. Or in the past, we have Napoleon might have died as a result of lead poisoning. This is actually something that, according to the experts, is apparently true. That when he was exiled on Elba, there was lead, the poisonous metal lead, in the wallpaper of the house where he was living, and this may have been the reason why he died. Okay, remember with modal verbs in the present, we use the infinitive, may be. In the past, we use the perfect infinitive, which is have plus the participle, might have died. Okay, and there's a picture of the petrol pump there. Okay, moving on. Let's see if you can complete the sentences. Obviously, this is a recording, so if you need time to think at any stage, please feel free to pause the recording in order to think. Okay, so we've got our friend the honeybee here. Honeybee is obviously been in the news a lot about being under the threat of extinction for a number of reasons. Pesticides more than anything. What we use to kill insects, to protect crops, of course, also kills honeybees, parasites, and other nasty things. So here's a sentence. Something experts, the bee is in danger of extinction if we don't act now. Okay, so another way to say in the opinion of, which expression could we use here? Pause the recording, as I say, if you need time to think about it. So when we want to express the opinion of others, of course we use according to. According to experts, the bee is in danger of extinction if we don't act now. And if it happens, obviously, we won't have not only honey, but many fruits, cereals, etc. depend on the pollination from the bees. So very important that we act now. Okay, number 2. Something, it was his sister who actually wrote the piece of music. This is something that I read or something that I have been told. So I believe it's true, but I'm not sure. Pause the recording if you want to think about it. And of course, the expression is apparently. Apparently, it was his sister who actually wrote the piece of music. Number 3. The forest fire, something, have been caused by someone having a barbecue in the woods. I live in Catalonia, in Spain, and we often have forest fires caused sometimes deliberately or sometimes by the negligence of others. Can be very frightening, and I have seen a few in the years that I've lived here. So this is a possibility. We're not sure, but we think that this might be the case. So it's in the past, obviously. We've got the perfect infinitive. This case, it's a passive. Somebody else did it. May or might have been caused by someone having a barbecue in the woods. In the forest. Number 4. She's recently been offered a promotion. I have heard, or someone has told me, or whatever. Which expression can we use to complete this? Again, pause the recording if you need time to think. Of course, a promotion is when you're given a position in the company superior to what you already have. So perhaps you this higher management position or something. And the answer is apparently. Okay, I have heard or I've been told apparently. Number 5, something eyewitnesses, the Porsche collided with another car traveling in the opposite direction. Okay, so there's been a big accident. Porsche is, of course, a very expensive German car. Eyewitnesses, of course, are people who see an event, either an accident or whatever. So people who see, to witness is to see an event happen. When people get married, for example, they have to have 2 witnesses to attend the wedding to confirm that everything was signed and done correctly. So, in the opinion of, or whatever, eyewitnesses, the Porsche collided with another car traveling in the opposite direction. And of course the answer is according to. According to. Here's the next one. Dave has been acting a little suspicious, a bit strangely. He's been acting strangely. Don't know what's happening. I think he, something, be planning a surprise birthday party for Patricia. So this is a possibility. You believe this to be the case, although you're not sure. So Dave has been acting a little bit suspicious. I think he may or might be planning a surprise birthday party for Patricia. Obviously his girlfriend or partner, wife or whatever. Number 7, something the instructions. You have to screw, that's screw these 2 pieces together first. So the context is someone has bought furniture or whatever, flat pack, perhaps in a shop like IKEA, and then you have to assemble it yourself. So looking at the instructions, in terms of what the instructions say, you have to screw these 2 pieces together first. And the expression, of course, is according to. According to the instructions, you have to screw these 2 pieces together first. That's what the instructions tell us. That's what they say. Okay. Let's move on now to rewrite some sentences. So there you have football team, I think it's Juventus, the Italian club. The linesman claims that the ball went over the line. Linesman is the official who stands on the line at the edge of the football pitch to see if the ball crosses the line. So a linesman claims that the ball went over the line. We have to use the word to. This is like a sentence transformation that you might encounter in the Cambridge Advanced exam, part 4, I believe, of the exam. So, in the opinion of the linesman, the ball went over the line. Using to is according to the linesman, the ball went over the line. This is what the linesman said happened. Okay, so according to the linesman, the ball went over the line. Number 2, I've heard that Pete and Janet have split up. They've separated. They are not a couple anymore. Perhaps they've been arguing or whatever. So using apparently, this is what I have been told. This is what I have been led to believe. To complete this sentence would be apparently Pete and Janet have split up. Apparently Pete and Janet have split up. Okay, number 3. The instructions say that you have to mix the detergent, that's a liquid cleaner, with 2 parts of water. So what we're doing here is diluting it. And you add water to a liquid to make it less powerful. So, using according, and here you have the rest of the sentence. You have to mix the detergent with 2 parts water. It was similar to one of the examples we had before about the flat pack furniture. According to the instructions, you have to mix the detergent with 2 parts water. That means if you put in half a litre of detergent, you put in 1 litre of water, twice as much. Okay, some more for you. So a woman very tired at the gym says it would appear that doing regular exercise reduces the likelihood of contracting diabetes. Diabetes is an illness where your blood, it's difficult for your blood to process sugar and so on. So using the word apparently, How could we complete this sentence? Obviously, pause the recording if you need time to think. So it would appear that doing regular exercise reduces the likelihood of contracting diabetes. The answer is, apparently, doing regular exercise significantly reduces the likelihood of becoming diabetic. Here's the next one. It is possible that the escaped convict is hiding somewhere locally, using may. So this is a possibility. And we're talking about the present. So remember, we need to use the infinitive after may. And of course, it's right now, so it's continuous. So may be hiding somewhere locally. Number 5, there are rumors. Rumors are what other people mention, talk about, that kind of everybody hears about it. Rumors. The Chancellor, it's not official, it's what people have been talking through word of mouth. The Chancellor will be announcing his resignation later today. Again, might, so again, it's a possibility. So the Chancellor might be announcing his resignation later today. Okay, so that's it for this lesson. In the next lesson, lesson 54, we're going to be looking at expressions with toys and games. As always, it'll be me, Andy Nicol. So we'll be looking at idiomatic expressions, etc., language associated with toys and games. So as always, I hope you found today's lesson useful, and I hope you'll be able to incorporate these expressions into your use of English. Okay, take care and thanks for listening. Bye-bye for now.